All right, hi everyone. Big Thinny Boy Tano here. A little bit of sniffles going on, slightly under the weather, but I hope you are doing well. It's time for our weekly track roundup where I give my thoughts on a bunch of tracks that have dropped over the past week or so. Whether I love them, I hate them, or feel somewhere in between. All of it is, again, linked down below, along with our Turntable Lab link. We get kickback from that. If you go over there and buy some vinyl, some turntable stuff, whatever it is they have over there, try out the link. Also, our Patreon page is linked down below too if you want to buy some extra bonus monthly content and support us in the process. And shout out to Still. We have out this short run of limited edition Hollow cards, collectible Hollow cards that we did with raptrading.co. That is also linked down below. Comes in this fun little booster pack. So, yeah, you know, we've been selling dozens and dozens and dozens of these. But again, supplies are limited. Get them while you can. Cool. All right. Worst tracks of the week. We have quite a few. We have a lot of worst tracks of the week here, unfortunately. New one from Charlie Puth. That's hilarious. Vocal manipulations on this one kind of annoying. Hook is not all that cute. The instrumental sounds really thin. It's just generally a really unappealing song, in my opinion, sadly. Here we have a new one from Noah Cyrus. Noah Cyrus, I burned LA down. Really dramatic little folk cut with a lot of layered vocals, overproduced, kind of obnoxious to listen to. Not all that appealing. Yeah, let's move on. All right, we also have Jack Harlow over here. New single from Jack, where I guess he's interpolating Fergie's Glamorous for some reason with some really mid and boring bars. First Class is the title of the track, and yeah, it's dreadfully boring. While Nail Tech wasn't exactly anything super new or exciting for Jack, it at least sounded like a banger. Like, to me, this is just like snooze fest from beginning to end, and I really don't know what else to say. We have a new one from Interpol, which instrumentally is supremely sloppy, like really sloppy for Interpol, honestly. Toni is the title. Don't really see what the appeal of this one is because the bass sounds like it's dragging, and then it's speeding, and then it's dragging, and it's not like the pianos and drums sound that much tighter. It's just kind of a mess. We have this new one from Bia, London, with J. Cole doing some silly little accent stuff on it. You know, it has some cute lines here and there, but for the most part, this just kind of seems like a dud to me. It seems like a dud. Not really that appealing. Kind of boring. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about it. Just like a bland track all around. All right, and we also have Alicia Keys' City of Gods Part 2, which, you know, you guys have heard the track with 5EO and Kanye and obviously Alicia. But this version is literally just kind of like the Alicia Keys part with some extended bits and honestly like stripping out, you know, the harder version of the beat, and 5EO and Kanye, I think is a detriment to the song, honestly. So I don't know. I'm just not really seeing the appeal of this version. As much as I do like Alicia Keys' hook on the track, there's so much about the track that I think is likable other than just that. You know what I mean? Kind of just reducing it down to mostly that kind of seems like a miss. And let's move on to the tracks that I was kind of meh on the fence with, but still thought they were worth pointing out. They are as follows. We have this new one from the Wet Leg record, Your Mum. It's out now. Hoping to review it as soon as possible, but I don't want to give too many thoughts on this track as a result of that. So, yes, album is out now, Wet Leg, Wet Leg, Wet Leg. We also have this new one from Street Sects. New single out now. History is Everyone's Fuck is the title. The vocals I'm not so much gelling with, but I do like the really abrasive industrial style instrumental. Certainly a creative one in that lane, in my opinion. We also have this new one from Rammstein, which sounds very much like your typical Rammstein track with kind of a silly synthesizer laced in. You know, I get looking into it that there's kind of a commentary going on with like, you know, plastic surgery and everything like that. But I'll say song-wise, instrumentally, just kind of sounds like very much Rammstein by the numbers. Moving on from there, ScHoolboy Q, Soccer Dad, bars on this track. There are bars on this track. but the instrumental does not change up enough. The instrumental gets old fast, and it kind of sounds like the song is really just in a state of perpetual intro, which I think is, kind of holding back its full potential. New one from Pink Floyd in support of, obviously, the invasion of, not in support of the invasion, but in support of Ukraine in the face of the Russian invasion that they're going through right now. They invited Andriy from Boombox on to do vocals, and it's quite dramatic and operatic. The guitar solos absolutely kill it. Obviously, amazing that they came together with a track like this to, show solidarity and everything with what's going on there right now. So, shout out to Pink Floyd for doing that. We also have this new one from Floating Points over here. Bit of a tech house thing going on, but very low key, very subtle. Eventually gets thicker and thicker and thicker and more chaotic, but never really reaches a point where I'm hit by either a rhythm or a lead or a sample or a synth or anything that really ends up sticking with me. There's a lot of groove, there's a lot of subtle progression, but there's no one element or note about it that really ends up being kind of the takeaway from the song for me, whereas I thought the approach with vocoder was so much more unique in terms of effect kind of leading the way in an interesting way on that track. We have a new one from Chlöe as well. This track has so much going on. There's a little bit of Beyonce, there's a little bit of the EDM style trap in the instrumental. There's a bit of K-pop, I think, with the vocal layering going on. You also have booty, 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 rocket everywhere sample, popping off in the background. So much going on with this fucking track. It's really suffocating the listener with ideas. Goes hard in some pockets, but then seems a little too jumbled in others. I'm on the fence with it. There's some parts of it that I think are just too much of a mess, but simultaneously, it does sound like a really creative amalgamation of a bunch of different stuff that I don't hear any other artist at Chloe's level, kind of pulling together in exactly this way. So, still respect to it. Respect. We have this new one from Lil Baby, Right On. Actually, a couple of new tracks. We have In a Minute, and as I said, Right On. In a Minute is the song of the two that I think I prefer. I think that Baby's delivery over this one is so much more solid, whereas on Right On, I think there are points where he kind of is speeding a little too fast on the beat, almost in a Meek Mill sort of way. He's in a hurry to finish up the song. And I think, his vocal tone and the auto-tune, it doesn't really kind of fit with that all that well. He sounds much more at ease and in his, bag in sort of a comfortable pocket on In a Minute. Also on In a Minute, you have that Ellie Goulding sample that, you guys remember off that Drake track from Nothing Was the Same. So that, I think is an interesting production choice given how well everyone is, familiar with that Drake song, but it still kind of makes the track. All right, moving on from there. New one from Arca. Cayó, if you are a fan of the self-titled that has more of an operatic tone to it, I think you will like this track. I'm sort of on the fence with it. I think it's okay. The self-titled is not personally my favorite Arca record, but it is interesting to hear kind of return to that sound a little bit. And we also have one from Action Bronson over here as well. Nice jazzy beat, some standout bars here and there. Does feel a little one note. It doesn't feature that much progression or anything, but it's still a pretty decent Bronson track for sure. All right, best tracks of the week. We have a couple. We have a few. They are as follows. Sorry, I'm just still sick over here in my throat. Just gotta stay wet. We have a new one from Sudan Archives, Homemaker. It's a bop. Loving the string work, loving the vocal layers, loving the groove. I think this may be, in fact, the best Sudan Archive single so far, so hell yeah to that. All right, the new Smile track, liking this one as well. This one's actually quite beautiful, in my opinion, not super weird and off-putting and derivative like the last track was. Tom York and the Boys do it again. We also have Quelle Chris over here. Alive Ain't Always Livin'. Loving this track. The bars on this one are so touching, so deep, so smart, and poignant, profound, I would say, actually. Lo-fi instrumentals on point, and I cannot wait for this new record. Hopefully it's great. All right, we have a new one from Pusha T with Jay-Z and Pharrell. Production's killer, Push is killer. one of Jay-Z's best features in a while. Pharrell sounds great as well. I mean, just everything about it's good. That's all I got to say. All right, we have a new one from Joyce Manor over here. I think this is one of their stronger hooks in a while, honestly. It's like a little bit of an emo-tinged pop-punk bop. Liking this one a lot. Gotta Let It Go. It's a good track. Good track all around. Good, solid rock track. Give it a spin. All right, we have a new one from Doechii over here. Crazy. Banger. Insane vocals. Insane beat. Crazy performance. Hopefully this Doechii record goes off. I mean, the last song that we heard was a little all over the place, yes, but incredibly creative. This one is much more direct, to the point, brick to the face. My God, it's hard hitting. All right, and we have this new one over here from Courting as well. Tennis. Another sport-themed, post-punk track. That's quite good. Energetic performance. It's got some bite to it. Respect. Really messing with Courting on this one. And we have Baby No Money over here. Mathematics is the title of his new track, and it's quite catchy. It's groovy, good delivery. I think one of his better tunes as well. Baby No Money is continuing to do good stuff, stay on his grind, and keep us entertained. And that has been the weekly track roundup, everybody. Hopefully, again, you enjoy those recommendations, all linked down below. Hopefully, I feel better by the next video. And you're the best. Anthony Fantano, tracks forever.